What is up, beautiful people on the internet? This is Nico, your personal travel consultant. Welcome back, and today, let's start things a little bit different. Rather than getting into talking about specific credit cards, I'd like to speak more about knowing what United Mileageplus program is, what it can do if you want to maximize travel, what you can learn from if you want to try to get status, and more importantly, how will this benefit you overall as the consumer. So, if you like this content, don't forget to click subscribe and the bell icon so that YouTube knows you're listening and learning from my content. I appreciate the support as always, and let's get into it. Like I said before, so this main content of this video is going to just lay more of a foundational understanding of how United Mileageplus works, how the tiers work, what the point system works, what your benefits will be at each rank, and then how do you achieve these ranks in this system. Or if you know how to understand the system, you'll be able to maximize the points that you'll get once you start adding the credit cards into your own system. So in the current market, we have different partnerships and different reward structures. Delta SkyMiles has its own reward program, and they partner with American Express. American Airlines has the same with Citi. Chase, their main partnership is with United Mileageplus. And this has been a really good partnership that they've been involved in for years. So once you start understanding how this works, you'll be able to really maximize what alliances you want to be going for when it comes to where you want to travel. So to also lay a little bit more of foundational understanding, Delta's partnered with SkyTeam, American Airlines is partnered with oneworld, and United is partnered with Star Alliance. So in terms of Chase, this partnership started in 2005 when the first credit cards that they had released was actually a business credit card called the Chase United Mileageplus Business Credit Card. And then they released more cards as the years went by, have updated them, made them defunct, and the partnership has grown really well with Chase. In 2011, you could start transferring United points as your this is where you're gonna end up with your points, and your starting points where your Chase Ultimate Rewards points. And that was a really good partnership that made United's points more valuable, as well as Chase Ultimate Rewards points. In 2020 and 2021 respectively, part of the current Chase offerings for United were the Chase Mileage Gateway and the Chase United Quest cards came to be. In the coming videos, I'll start explaining more about these cards specifically. Well, we'll have an episode speaking about the 4 personal cards that are currently in the market, and then another episode where the 2 business cards will also be spoken. This video is gonna focus more on foundation, so I just wanted to sprinkle some information for you guys to know what to expect in the next couple of videos. Now, where was I? Alright, so when it comes to understanding these levels, I'll speak to them by each set. So first, we'll have the member level. This is where, let's say you just started out in the United Mileageplus program. This is the first level where everyone starts. Benefits aren't really that high yet because you still need to earn a lot of points, as well as making more flights through either United or Star Alliance members to start gaining points and start gaining what they call Premier Qualifying Points or Premier Qualifying Flights. We'll go over that later in this video, but just to lay the foundation, this is basically where you're just starting off and you still need to do a lot of work before you can get into the next level. So speaking of the second level, we call this Premier Silver. This is where you're going to see some benefits that the regular traveler isn't going to see just yet. To get this, you need to earn either a combination of PQP or PQF, or just earn a lot of PQP. To do this, you're going to need to do either flights that qualify for PQF. This is basically to make sure that you as a traveler are actually flying, at least in economy or higher flights with United or Star Alliance partners. In terms of PQP, this is based on the distance that you've flown as the traveler, and it can be broken down into 4 sections. The first section is the actual United miles that you've flown. The second is any partner flights that you've flown mileage-wise. Third, if you have any mileage plus flight partners. Or 4, let's say you're the person that orders for your group, your friends, your family. This is where you would fall into category 4. So now that we know the 4 categories, what is the metric that we need to hit to be able to hit Premier Silver status? So if you're looking for a combination, you're gonna need 5,000 PQMs and 15 PQFs. If you just want to do it just based on PQMs, you're gonna need 6,000 Premier Qualifying Miles. This is to make sure that you earn status through United through the method that they provide in their charts. There is another method to earn Premier Silver, which is ironically how I have it. This is a harder method to earn it. It is through the partnership of Marriott Bonvoy, where you need to at least have titanium status on Marriott Bonvoy's Premier program to be able to qualify for United's Premier Silver status. That usually will take about 75 nights annually to hit this metric. So unless you are a frequent traveler, like a consultant, or say you do a lot of business, or you fall into the third category of you're a traveling raver that travels to many different festivals and stay at hotels a lot, this is gonna take a long time for you to get to this type of status. So it's better to hit it through earning PQMs and PQF. But the things that you do earn with this are pretty good. So first, you'll get a free check bag for every flight that you take with them. If there's availability when you check in, you can get free upgrades from economy to economy plus for you, and let's say you have a player 2, you have a companion, they'll get that same benefit as well. You'll also get priority group 2 boarding. So rather than waiting for the last people because you're booking as economy, you'll get a bump up for having status to which boarding group you will fly into. And then, as we've said about upgrades, if there's anything available within the last 24 hours before your flight takes off, you would be eligible for any zone upgrades provided there's availability. And then when it comes to point earnings, you will get a +7 per point that you earn when you make any purchase on United flights. So this is where it starts to become a game strategy to try to earn more points to be able to get into higher status, or just keep the status that you have once you've earned Premier Silver. If you like what you hear so far, don't forget to like this video. Now, where was I? Oh yeah, the third level in United's tier system. This would be called as Premier Gold. This is where it becomes very interesting with the status that you get. To earn Premier Gold, you will need either 12,000 PQMs or 10,000 PQMs and 30 PQFs. That would be the standard method. If you wanted to try to earn it through Marriott Bonvoy, you would need the ambassador status. That one you would need to have 100 nights stayed through Marriott, as well as spent at least $23,000 on Marriott. So that is very difficult to do. Again, that is something that if you are a business traveler, this would be something that, okay, you can probably hit. But if you're more the regular traveler, it isn't the right method necessarily. So keep that in mind. And if that's something that you would like to discuss with me, don't forget to just click that link in the description for a one-on-one consultation. And we can figure out if you're more towards going for the Marriott Bonvoy method or doing this the standard method of United Mileageplus. But as I'm speaking about that, let's get back into what this status actually means. Once you hit Premier Gold, you'll get 2 free baggage for you and your +1 for check-in at any flight. You'll get free upgrades to at least Economy Plus when you check in. Group 1 boarding instead of Group 2. You would also get complimentary upgrades up to 48 hours instead of 24. And point multipliers will become 8 instead of 7 for this level. And lastly, this level translates into Star Alliance's Gold membership. So basically, this would be equivalent to you having Star Alliance Gold, which means if you're flying overseas and want to access any partner lounges, so like Air Canada's Maple Leaf Lounge, if Air Nippon Airways has a lounge, or if Thai Airways has a lounge, you can access that for being a Star Alliance Gold member. So do keep that in mind. This is the level that you want to hit if you want to be able to access lounges on flights. The next level I'll go over will be known as Premier Platinum. To achieve this, you'll need 18,000 PQMs or 15,000 PQMs and 40 PQFs. This you cannot earn with any partnerships. You have to actually fly to earn this level of status through United. The benefits though is pretty good. So For starters, you will get +3 free check bags when you check in, immediate free upgrade to Economy Plus for you, and if you have a big enough group, so like if you and up to 8 people in your party are all economy, and if there's availability for all 9 of you, you will get that upgrade ability. You also get group 1 boarding. Flight upgrades will be eligible starting at 72 hours before departure instead of 48, which is what gold is. You'll have a multiplier point earner of 9 instead of 8. And if you're requesting for any upgrades before the check-in time frame of 72 hours, what this level will give you annually is what's called plus points. You'll get 40 plus points that you can use instead of paying for a cash upgrade to any zone that you want to use. The points you'll end up having to use will differ based on what flight will be, but they'll at least give you 40, so that is a good thing to have if you want to know when to change your flights. And just like Premier Gold, you also have Star Alliance Gold membership at this level, so do keep that in mind. And then the last level that can be hit through United's reward system is what we call Premier 1K. This is United's top status, and this is pretty hard to earn. To get this, you're gonna need 28,000 PQMs or 22,000 PQMs and 60 PQFs. You really have to make a lot of flights with United and its partners to be able to get this status. They do give you the best benefits that they can. So you'll get at minimum 3 check bags for free when you check in. Same free upgrades that you would get with the previous level of you and 8 people if it's available. You will get priority pre-boarding, so you will board first on those flights. And flight upgrades will start at 96 hours before departure. And point earners will be 11x per dollar spent. Then the next thing is, for plus points, this level will give you 250 points. So they will give you a lot more than the previous level with 40 points. And then if you're flying economy, you'll get automatic free food and free drinks, so keep that in mind. And just like the other couple of levels, you will have Star Alliance Gold, so you can access their lounges as well. There's the levels that you need to understand, and make sure that if you want a certain goal, this is the rubric, and this is what you need to know when you're going for those standards. You can do what you need to do to earn this, and it will be worth it, because once you do have the status that you want, let's say you want to flip it to go have the status at Delta if your hub is Delta, or say United will give you that better benefit, or American. What typically happens is once you've earned that status, they do offer you the ability to match that if you wanted to switch airlines. You would have to reach out to the airline themselves on their website to figure out how to do it, but there is the ability of status matching your current status to the other airline partner that you want to go for. So do keep that in mind. And so that pretty much concludes understanding United Mileageplus program in terms of levels, what each level does, and how it will help you to understand what you need to do. In the next video, we're going to start including the personal cards of United, so then you can see how they will help in tandem with your level if you're trying to status boost yourself to the next level. So if you want to know more about travel, my newsletter link will be in the description, and you'll be able to read anything up to date on changes in the travel industry. So this is Nico, signing off until next time. Adios.